My wife, Robin McGregor, she's been a studio potter for over 20 years. And I never touched art of any sort in my entire life except for the last 2.5 years. She asked me to build her a slab roller for her studio, Carson City Pottery. And I said, sure, because we went to price them out and we saw the price of the mechanical ones, $2,000 and up, and nearly passed out. So there had to be a better way to build a mousetrap. So I built one out of PVC piping and wood, and it works great. So I started making these flat slabs of clay for her, and being a mathematician, I said, gee, that's an interesting shape. What could we do with this? So I started taking those slabs and constructing geometric shapes. And one day I looked at my wife's bucket of clay that's left over after she and her students just do all the shavings and throw them in the buckets, and said, what do you do with that stuff? And it's like, well, it dries up and we throw it away. I said, there's got to be a better use for that stuff. So what I did is I rehydrated the clay with water. It's called reconstituting the clay, and dried out the clay and made it into usable clay again. But what ended up happening is when you cut it, you get these myriad of colors. It almost looks like the surface of Jupiter with all the different arrays of colors. And I said, we could use that. So I started constructing teapots. Don't ask me why. I don't like tea. Nothing personal to you tea drinkers, but I never cared for it. Long story short, I started making these teapots, and because I was coming in from an esoteric position outside of the clay world, because my wife tried to teach me the wheel, and every time it would go like this on the wheel and end up on the walls, I got tired of washing the walls, so I never bothered. But the slab work allowed me the ability to construct shapes. And instead of just something that's like a box, which are beautiful, or something that can sit on a table, I decided to make functional art. So that's when I moved into making teapots. And with the recycled clay body, all the different colors of the clays that are mixed in, the chocolates, the white clays, tans, and everything else, all react differently with the glazes and create these incredible outcomes of color. So I got really excited after the first couple of months because people were seeing different things within each piece, and I felt, gee, that's successful. So if you look at a teapot and you see a lion, or you see a house, or you see whatever, I made something good because I discovered that art is very subjective. Folks that enjoy works like Monet and Picasso, others don't, because they see it from a different point of view, and that's how I felt art should be. And so for the last 2.5 years, I've been making just these teapots, and when I submitted the application in to Mr. Clark at Reno Art Blast, he immediately wanted us in the event. And my stuff's been selling quite well from other art galleries, and we just got into a juried show in Modesto, California. We were asked to be into the show because of those crazy teapots and my wife's work. So I'm really excited about the future of my crazy little teapots. Well, I would say it's certainly going to help inspire the young kids. I'm hoping to really begin to appreciate the arts. Being a math teacher and in the education business, the arts seem to be slowly pushed aside in favor of these more advanced math and science classes, which pushing the math and sciences is very important, but there just seems to be a lack of interest in the art world itself. And when I went to school, there was very little push in arts either, so perhaps if somebody had guided me when I was younger into art, I might have been doing this for a lot longer than just the last 2.5 years. I don't know. But it certainly enriches the community, and I think art is a wonderful way of bringing people together, letting people share the experiences of others, and bringing that piece home to enjoy it and cherish it for a long, long time.